All right, this is Coach Ledbetter. This is the Unit 8 review. All right, so our first question is Austin has 12 candy bars in his candy drawer. All right, so remember when you're doing these, whatever you have, you count what you have altogether, the outcome. So we have 12 candy bars. All right, it says here, what is the experimental probability that Austin will randomly choose a Twix or a Milky Way? All right, so when we get to the word or, all right, this means something. All right, so it means you can get either a Twix or a Milky Way, which means you can get either one. So we want to do the probability of them together. All right, so the probability of getting a Twix is 2 out of 12. All right, and then the probability of getting a Milky Way is 3 out of 12. Since we're going to try to get, we can get either or, we can add them. So it's just like we can add up all the Twix and all the Milky Ways, and there are 5 out of 12. And so that is our probability, which would be here. All right. Don't forget, or means add. Okay, so number 2. All right. Number 2, it says Anthony pulled 14 Jolly Ranchers out of a bag. The table shows the quantity of each Jolly Rancher pulled. So that's the ones that they pulled. Now, let me show you a strategy I like doing. I'm going to go ahead and set up each of them a probability. So raspberry, there are 7 out of 14. Watermelon, 2 out of 14. Cherry, 4 out of 14. Green apple, 1 out of 14. I like green apple. Okay, so they're saying Anthony wants to predict how many times he would pull a cherry Jolly Rancher if he pulled a total of 42 Ranchers. Okay, Jolly Ranchers. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply each of these by 42. And I'm just showing you how you can do this. Now, watch how I do this. Now, I can take my calculator and I can, or whatever, this is 1/2, actually. 7 over 4 is really 1/2. But you actually can take 14 and divide it into 42. So this is what it looks like. 7 over 14 times 42, that's like over 1. And so you can either multiply straight across and then divide by 14, or you can divide and then go here. Another thing is you can make this 1/2. So we could say 1/2 times 42. All right, so watch this. How many times is 14 going to 42? Well, it's 3. And 3 times 7 is 21. So really, there's 21. And think about what's half of 42? 21. I'm just showing you how you could reduce it and get the same answer. All right, so 14 goes in that. It's all, notice every one of these are 14, and we're going in it, so it's going to be always 3. So 3 times 2 is 6. 14 goes in that 3 times. 3 times 4 is 12. 14 goes into 42 3 times, and 3 times 1 is 3. So that kind of tells you how much, if there were 42 pieces of top 42 Jolly Ranchers, remember you only did a data on 14. So you notice we multiplied each of them by 3. I mean, if you multiply that by 3, then you multiply all these by 3. All right, so here we go. Which of the following correctly explains Anthony's prediction? All right, so here Anthony predicts he would pull the Jolly Ranchers 12 times. Well, cherry Jolly Ranchers 12 times. And yes, he would. Let's just check the rest of them. Anthony predicts he would pull the cherry Jonah 3 times. Well, no, he wouldn't. It'd be 12. Anthony predicts that he would pull the Jolly Ranchers about 10 times. No, it's 12. Anthony predicts he would pull the Jolly Ranchers 6 times. No, he's 12. So the answer here is the first one, 12. Did you see how I did this? I went ahead, since it's 14, I went ahead and did 7 out of 14, 2 out of 14, 4 out of 14, 1 out of 14. And we only needed cherry. And I know I went the extra, but I was showing you how you could take, when they give you, they say, hey, you're going to do 42 more. Well, or 42, then you can multiply this and you can do this technique and it helps you. All right, number 3. All right, number 3, I'm going to kind of do the same thing. Stephen has a spinner. He spun the spinner 20 times and recorded the answer. So if we add these up, it's going to equal 20. Look, 4 times 6 is 10, 2 times 8 is 10, 10 and 10 is 20. So we know there are 20 of them. So if I did the ratio for each of them, it'd be 8 over 20, 4 over 20, 2 over 20, 6 over 20. All right, here we go. Stephen, based on the results, if Stephen spins the spinner 40 times, well, that's 20, 2 times more. So we're going to put 40 here so you can see what I'm doing. Times 40, times 40, times 40, times 40. Now look, 20 goes into 40 2 times. 2 times 8 is 16. 20 goes in that 2 times, that's 8. 20 goes in that 2 times, that's 4. 20 goes in that 2 times, that's 12. So I'm showing you that, that we know that's 20 and that's 40. We're just multiplying everything by 2. Look, multiply that by 2, we get 16. 2, 8, 2, 4, 2, 12. Okay, so here we go. The spinner would land on, okay, so which statement is true? The spinner would land on an orange 10 less than a green. All right, so 10 less than a green. So, okay, so orange is 8 and green is 6. Now look what the spinner, it says one time, the spinner would land on orange 10 less times than it would be the green. There's not even a 10 near these. I mean, if you subtract either one of them, it'd be 2. All right, the spinner would land on yellow. Okay, so yellow's 4. 7 less than the orange. Well, the orange is 4. I'm sorry, 8. It's 8. All right. There's no way that's 7 less. One's an 8, one's a 4. The spinner would land on green 3 times. So green is 12. The yellow is 4. The spinner would land on green 3 times as many as it would land on yellow. So otherwise, is there 3 times more green than there is yellow? Yes. So because 4 times 3 is 12. So that one is probably our answer, but we'll double check one more time. The spinner would land on orange. Orange, we said, was 8. Twice as many as the red. Well, the red is 16. Well, orange is not twice as many as the red. It's the other way around. So that is a no. So this is my answer. Number 4 and 5 go to this one right here. All right. So you're going to have to pay attention to this. In a laundry basket, Harley has 4 blue socks, 10 black socks. Harley randomly selects 2 socks from the basket. All right. This one's kind of tricky because it's asking you, it says Harley randomly selects 2 socks. Well, I'm assuming a pair, like these are pairs, but it doesn't really say that. What is the probability Harley will pull a blue sock? Okay, there are how many socks altogether? Well, it looks like there's 20. So we know there are 20 socks. All right, what is the probability Harley will pull a blue sock? It says 1 sock. Well, there's 7 out of 20. All right, and if I divide 7 into 20, that gives me 0.35. So this would be my answer. All right, says here, what is probably that Harley pulls a blue or a black sock? Now remember, or means we're kind of adding. So I'm going to count. I got 20. So we'll put it right here, 20. All right, blue is 7. Or a black sock, and the black is 10. So this time I add them, 17 over 20. Now, let me show you something. When they have 20 here, you can make these multiples of 10, 100, or 1,000. I can multiply this by 20. Or you could just say 20 goes into 17.00, which works the same. So I'm going to do it this way because this is probably the best way. And you could do it in this one the same way. You could just say 20 goes into 700. And so look, we just leave the decimal there. 2 goes into 7 3 times. So 3 times 20 is 60. Bring down the next 0. 20 goes into 100 5 times. That's where I got 0.35. Now this one, same way. Look, 2 goes into, we put a dot here. 20 can't go into 17. But now look, I got 2 goes into 17. That's 8 times. That's 160. Bring down my other 0. And again, it's going to be 5. And so that's 100. So it's 0.85. All right. And number 6, in a classroom library, Miss Sterling has 16 mystery books. She has 16 mystery books, 4 fantasies, 4 biographies, and 4 poetry books, and 2 comic books, and 2 cookbooks. Based on the random samples results, complete the prediction statement if Miss Sterling has 64 books. Okay, so how many books does she have first? 16. So I'm going to add 16 plus 4 plus 4 again plus 2 and 2. So this is 16. That's 20 because this makes 20. This is 26, 20. Is that right? 28. Am I missing another 4? Oh, yeah, I missed another 4 biographies. So there actually is 1, 2 4s. Boy, I'm glad. Actually, there's how many 4s? There's 3 4s. 1, 2, 3. I missed another 4. So we have another 4. So that makes 32. All right. So we're right here. We know there's 32. All right. So how do we do this? All right. So let's talk about this. Miss Sterling has fantasy books. All right. So we want to know how many fantasy books she has. All right. Its fantasy is 4 books out of 32. But now she has 64. So we're going to multiply by that 64. So 32 goes into 64 2 times. So 4 times 2 is 8. Now, look, you really could use your head on this. I'm just showing you mathematically how it works. But look, 32 and 64. This is what you have. But then they say she has 64 books. They only did a sample of 32. So if I multiply this by 2, that means everything here is probably be multiplied by 2. Because 32 times 2 is 64. So look, if I have fantasy books, if fantasy books are 4, if I multiply by 2, it's now 8. See? So look, Miss Sterling has 8 more biographies than comics. Okay, so we got to figure out how many biographies she has and comics. Comics, if you think, is 2. But if I multiply 2 to it again, that's because 32 and 64, then I know that's 4. So actually she has 4. Biographies, she has, let's see, biographies, she has 4 of them. So 4 times 2 is 8. So how many more biographies does she have than comic books? Well, 8 minus 4 is 4. She has 4 more of these than she does comic books. Last one, or one next one. Miss Sterling has blank books that are either comic books or cookbooks. Now, comic books we already said is 4. Cookbooks is also 4. See, it has 2 up here, and you multiply 2 again. So that is 4. Now look, they want to know, Miss Sterling has blank books that are either comics or cookbooks. Well, how many is 8 plus, like 4 plus 4? It's 8. She has 8 books altogether. All right, here's my favorite, ice cream. All right, so this one, you can make a table. They're asking you to actually do a table. And so there's several ways you can do this. You can make your what they call the tree diagram, like you probably learned in class. So you could start with vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry. And you could either have a waffle or sugar cone, waffle or sugar, waffle or sugar, waffle or sugar. That's it. Okay, so here we go. Do we have a vanilla waffle? Now watch out for the colon here. The colon's separating. Do you have a vanilla waffle? Yes. Do you have a chocolate waffle? Yes. See right here? Chocolate waffle. Yes. Strawberry waffle. Yes. Vanilla waffle, chocolate waffle, strawberry waffle. All right, look right here. Now here's the one. Vanilla sugar. Vanilla sugar. Yes. Vanilla chocolate sugar. Yes. See, chocolate sugar. Yes. And this one is chocolate sugar. Now look right here. See this right here? It says chocolate vanilla. You can't have a chocolate vanilla. Right there. See the semicolons? Got to watch out for this. Chocolate vanilla. So that's not it. It should be like chocolate and sugar. But you already have a chocolate and sugar. So this one should be really strawberry and sugar. So you do vanilla sugar. See? Vanilla sugar right here. Chocolate sugar, which is right here. This one here should be strawberry sugar, but it's not. It's wrong. Now let's see this one. Oh, here's something also to tell you. Look how many combinations you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember, this is all the, this is a vanilla this is vanilla. You could have vanilla waffle, vanilla sugar, vanilla chocolate waffle. So you can have 6 different kinds. And if you look at this, look right here. Remember, these separate them. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 4 here. 4 choices. You got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that won't work. Here's another one. Look, 1, 2, 3. You can't do 3 because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you know this one's not your answer. And you know this one's not your answer. And you already know that that's wrong because there's not a strawberry on here. So this has got to be my answer, but we'll double check. Vanilla waffle. Vanilla waffle. Chocolate waffle. Chocolate waffle. Strawberry waffle. Strawberry waffle. Vanilla sugar. Vanilla sugar. Chocolate sugar. And then strawberry sugar. So this one is my correct answer. Do the tree, and remember this right here is your outcomes. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's vanilla waffle, vanilla sugar, chocolate waffle, chocolate sugar, strawberry chocolate, chocolate, strawberry waffle, strawberry sugar. So just make sure you make your tree diagram. Speaking of tree diagram, here's one right here. Okay, so they're asking, the tree diagram shows all the possible outcomes of this event. All right. They want to know, looks like they want to know how many coins you're tossing. Tossing a coin 3 times, tossing a coin 2 times, tossing 2 coins 1 time each, tossing a coin. Okay. So here we go. So how do you know which one you're tossing? Well, if you think about it, you have a heads, heads, heads. Heads, heads, tail. Heads, tail, heads. Heads, tail, tail. Do you see how I'm doing this? Look, I'm following these. Heads, tails, tails. I have 3 letters. So that means I have 3 coins. Okay. Tails, head, head. Tails, head, tail. Tail, tail, head, tail, tail, tail. So this one's 3 coins. Because look, you have 1, 2, 3. 3 outcomes. Every one of them has a 3 outcome. All right. Right here, Jack rolled 6-sided number cube labeled 1 through 6 to the nearest 100. What is the probability that the first roll is a 4? Okay, so what's the probability of getting a 4? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's only 1 out of 6 that are 4s. All right. It also says, and the second roll, and notice it says and the second roll is an even number. Okay. So think about this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how many are even? Well, 3 out of 6, which really is half. All right. But you can still multiply this across. You can change this to 1/2. If it's better to change it to 1/2, but if you feel comfortable doing it this way, remember, and means multiply. So 1 times 3 is 3. 6 times 6 is 36. All right. If I reduce it, I get 1 out of 12. All right. Now, if you did the half, you would have 1/6 for the dice and then 1/2. And look, 1 times 1 is 1. 6 times 2 is 12. You still get 1/12. Be careful. The word and means multiply. So when you see what's the probability of the first roll being the word and the second roll, that means multiply the 2. Or means add. This is a very nice review. All right, the table shows the number of different colored balloons set up for a dartboard. All right, and this is another one of those that I like to do when I see a table. I like to try to set these up. Okay, so notice they don't tell you how many balloons you have. You got to add them up. I mean, unless I'm missing it somewhere, I don't see it. So that's 11, and then you got to be careful because even I mess up counting these. All right, so we'll do this. This right here is 10. This right here is 10. And let's see, and then that's 5. So the total is 25. There are 25 balloons. All right. So if I did the probability for each one, that's 5 over 25. This one's 6 over 25. This is 5 over 25. 4 over 25. That's a 4. 1 over 25 and 4 over 25. All right. And remember, this is really like you could reduce some of these, but we're going to leave it like they are right now. Okay. So here we go. The probability of hitting a yellow balloon. Okay. So my probability is 6. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I had to sneeze. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at each one of these. So notice I'm doing this. The probability of hitting a yellow balloon. All right, my yellow balloon is 6 out of 25. The blue one is, what is the blue one? The blue one is 1 out of 25. All right, they're saying here, the probability of hitting a yellow balloon is 5 times as likely. So otherwise they're saying that the yellow balloon, there's 5 times as many. Well, what's 1 times 5? It's not 6. So it's not an answer. The probability of hitting a green. Okay, so my green is 4 out of 27 or 25. Purple balloon. My purple balloon is 4 out of 27. Or well, I don't know why I'm saying 27, 25. So look, they're the same. So look here. The probability of hitting a green balloon is as likely as hitting a purple balloon. The probability of hitting a green balloon is as likely as hitting a purple balloon. That's questionable. Come back to that one. The probability of hitting a red balloon. Okay, so red balloon is 5 out of 25. All right, 5 out of 25. And a yellow balloon is 6 out of 25. All right, let's see. The probability of hitting a red balloon is likely as hitting a yellow balloon. Well, your red balloon is less than your yellow balloon is more. See how it's one's 5 and one's 6? The probability of hitting it is as likely. No, it's not. So we know that's not an answer. The probability of hitting a blue balloon. All right, so the probability of hitting a blue balloon is 1 out of 25. All right, is greater than hitting any other color balloon. All right, so hitting any other color. Well, the blue balloon is one of those. So that means the rest of them, all right, and if there's 25 balloons and one of them is blue, that means 24 out of 25. All right, the probability of hitting a blue balloon is greater. Is that possible? No, because 24 is greater than 1. So my answer here has got to be this one. And the reason why is they're saying, hey, they're about the same. The probability of hitting a green balloon is as likely as hitting a purple balloon. So they're telling you, they said, hey, you got the same chance to hit either color. All right, this is the last. No, I think we got one more after this one. All right, so here's this one. Theoretically, okay, that means how many times will the spinner land on the number 4? All right, so you see you have 1 4, so it's 1/4. 1 4 out of 4 spaces. If it's spun 28 times, so we're going to multiply it by 28. So 4 goes into 28 7 times. 7 times 1 is 7. So my answer is 7. So the probability, if you do it 28 times, you should, and it's theoretically, it doesn't mean it's really going to happen, is 7. All right, last one. The table shows the number of jelly beans, all right, in a dish. Which statement is true? All right, again, we got to find how many jelly beans we have because it never says anything. All right, so 14 and 16, that's 30. 10 more makes 40, and then you got 8. So it's 48. So there's a total of 48 altogether. All right, so we're going to put them in fraction form. 10 over 48, 8 over 48, 14 over 48, and 16 over 48. All right, so here we go. Boy, they like these. The probability of selecting a grape Jelly bean. Well, grape is 10 over 48. And the probability of selecting a jelly bean, oh, does it say what color? Oh, that is not grape. Okay, wait a minute. What the probability of selecting a grape jelly bean is, oh, they're telling you right here, is 5 over 4. Okay. 5 over 24. And if you look, if I reduce this, this is 5 over 24. They reduced it because I'm dividing both of them by 2, so it's 524. Is 524. And the probability of selecting a jelly bean that is not grape is 19 over 24. Well, think about it. If there are 48, okay, and you have 10 of them that are grape, that means 38 of them are not grape. All right. And if I reduce this divided by 2, I get 19 over 24. Okay. Which that works. So all he did was, the way I set it up was 10 over 48, because there's 48 of them. 10 over 48. If I reduce 10 over 48, they're both even. So if I divide both of them by 2, I get 5 over 24. So that's what they did. They just reduced these. All right. So that's 5 over 24. It's supposed to be 5 over 24. And this is 19 over 24. And that's what these little symbols mean. 5 over 20, it says fraction. So it's 5 over 24. Yes, that's right. And the 19 over 24. Yes, that's right. So that one's right. So we already know that. But let's check it just to make sure. We'll put a question mark, but let's check it. They're probably selecting a grape jelly is 19 over 24. Well, grape is not 19 over 24 because we just said it was 5 over 24. So that's not right. The probability of selecting grape is 1/6. No, grape is not 1/6. It's 5 over 24. The probability of selecting a grape is 5/6. No, that's not right either. So that is our answer. Okay. So hopefully these out. Watch out for these. These are probably maybe the ones you really have to pay attention to. So make sure you count how many you have. Don't make a mistake. I mean, even double check your math. Okay. Make sure, and if you have to, check it off. You know, like put 10 in the calculator or whatever, check it off. Check it off. Every time you put one in the calculator, check it and make sure you get a total. I mean, do it more than once, so that way you don't mess up. And then make sure you read these right, because 524, these are all reduced. So if you notice, it's 10 over 24. And if I reduce it like we did over here, I get 5 over 24s, and it is 5 over 24s. So just be careful when you're doing these. Hope this helps.